Travis Wayne Goodsell. I've decided to do segment videos leading up to the whatever announcement will be from the federal court today, from Judge Oberg. Brand new judge. And as I exposed in the filings over last weekend, she was purposely assigned to dismiss my case, to deny everything and anything, to dismiss my case. As I pointed out that the church has committed crimes, their lawyers had committed crimes during this case. The clerks had committed crimes during this case. And then threw in the bombshell that I, as a Mormon, was shocked and horrified to learn that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that I was born and raised in has the symbols of Lucifer. So we're waiting for the final judgment order. By law, she must comply with the law. And according to the law, I've won 3 times over now. 3 strikes for the church. The counsel for the church, late in filing. I even established that they confirmed themselves that they were late in filing, as the clerks refused to verify that they had served me. They forgot that certificate of service to me. And with the filing that I had submitted, which did not get entered in by the clerks. Again, the clerks are continually messing up this case. The council then, afterward, served me. The second was that because Judge Oberg denied that original final judgment order with the disbarment and the entry of default that didn't require a motion, it was just supposed to be put on the docket as an entry of default, that they were late in filing. But she denied it, which meant that I have no choice now but to respond, counter-respond to their motion to dismiss. So I did. And it was denied before I knew what was in it, but the one that I did over the not last weekend, but the previous weekend, again, a motion to strike for different reasons this time, but includes these matters. And going over it, the church lawyers confess that the church was guilty. Because they claim that the whole thing is frivolous and that therefore they aren't going to respond. You can't do that. You have to go over each and every single count. And the counts were clearly labeled. There were 46 of them when I did that video counting the number of complaints, arguments. And so, according to the law, by not responding to all 46 counts, which required them to go over each one and explain how each one is frivolous. They didn't even do that. They didn't want to be bothered. And so as a result, they, according to the law, accepted my counts against the church. 46 counts involving treason, war crimes, RICO, which is for criminal organizations, so that the top guys never get busted for things. It's always the low-level guys. So the United States came out with RICO. It's the racketeering. And so when the low-level guys get busted, they take down the organization. And that's huge, because it involves conspiracy. More than two or more people involved in criminal activity. And so if your employees are involved in criminal activity, you go down with them as accomplices, because you run the organization, and here they are doing crimes that benefit your organization. And so every single Mormon who has been helping the church commit crimes against me, every single Utahn who's not even Mormon, who, by virtue of their position of office or trust, who aid and abet the crimes of the church. And that can involve protecting the church by covering up their crimes, such as what the clerks have been caught doing. All of it goes against the church. And so the people involved right here in my area that have been attacking me. And so yes, Mayor Ron Bigelow. Yes, Bishop Reed Hammond. Yes, landlord. Yes, Percy James Pearson, and many others. The West Valley City Police, for example. Everybody who has been involved in attacking me, all get put on the church. And even if you Mormons put a thumbs down on my video, you are helping a criminal organization. And so that was the second strike against the church, was that the counsel for the defense confessed by not responding. The third was a confession by the clerks that they have been involved in aiding and abetting the church by properly filing the previous week's filings for once. And so again, confirming that I filed on time and the council didn't, confirming that they filed later after receiving my filing that the clerks did not put on the docket. Confirming that they were committing crimes. Again, goes against the church. And so that's what we're waiting for. If she filed, the church already knows. Over the weekend, the church had put in a video this morning about it. They had broken ground for the Auckland, New Zealand temple. And the church purposely did a quid pro quo with their earthquake. Remember when they had that? Or was it their... No, it was their fires. Could have been an earthquake too, but the church buttered them up, so now they've got a temple that they're building there. That's how it works. That's how criminal organizations work. It's not for the work of the Lord, because every single Mormon who enters into the temples must be a full tithe payer. That's part of the RICO Act count that I have. There's also bigamy that the church is involved in. They were denied polygamy, got disbanded as a corporation, disincorporated by the Edmunds-Tucker Act for failing and refusing to give up polygamy. And so the United States said, yeah, you're gone. You no longer exist as a religious entity because you're just using it to commit crimes. You are no longer citizens of the United States. Anybody who joins your church do not become automatic citizens in the territory of Utah. Did you know that? The church never told me about it growing up. But yep, that's a historical fact that the church wants to rewrite and have been rewriting for their members. And so this is what the consequences are supposed to be for this case. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is supposed to be ordered according to the law of RICO to be ordered for criminal prosecution after this victory. I don't need to put in a motion, and I let the judge know that. She's just supposed to automatically do it. Order the bench arrest, bench warrant for everyone involved in my complaint, and includes anybody who's been a part of it during the lawsuit. Shouldn't be the mailman. I'm hearing a rolling car. It's Monday. I'm expecting him late. We'll see. If I hear it again, as is customary for the mailman, I'll be jumping out of my seat to go check. And maybe you'll have to wait if I confirm it is him as I run out the door leaving this video on. And so there's a lot that's going to happen if the judge follows the law. And so she was shocked, clearly, by taking this long to make a decision this time. Just as the clerks were shocked, as they were shocked into compliance to do their job right. Just as the church was shocked into silence for all last week. And it shouldn't be. It's too early. But you can tell that I'm anxious. I'm wanting this to happen, to get it over with, to find out. But yeah, I also pointed out the history of Judge First and why Judge Oberg is in her position now, and referenced Kay Burningham's case, Gaddy versus COP. And so Judge Oberg now knows that the church is under attack on multiple fronts. Mine is not the only one. I did the video on YouTube about 45 different LDS scandals under Nelson, and that's just under this past year. 2019, right at the end of 2019 into 2020. 45. So, I mean, the church is under siege for its abuses, their neglect, their crimes, and people are fed up. They're exposing the church in all of the various areas. So the guy, remember him who did the $100 billion in tithing whistleblowing? That was just one of it. What he exposed is that the church are trillionaires. They're not 100 billionaires. They're not 30 to 45 billion as YouTube videos report the church as their wealth according to other religions. No, they're trillionaires. They've been lying in secret with their wealth. And what is my request for relief, you might be asking? Everything. I'm calling for the shutdown of the organization because the crimes committed against me are justified to shut them down completely, to take everything from them if they refuse to just hand over articles of incorporation to me. The whole thing must end. Because of the seriousness, I can't just take $1,000, $1 million, and say, oh, okay, I'm fine now, because the church won't let me go. They'll hunt me down. They'll find ways to get that money back or destroy me in the process so that I don't get to use it. That's what they do. That's how they are. That's how I had to report it. Because when I filed, according to my First Amendment rights back in 2008, the church ordered the state of Utah to have me disappeared. And they paid the person who had me disappeared. And that's how they got caught. That's how my case still exists. And that's why we're here waiting today to find out if the judge is going to follow the laws of the United States or if she's going to become a traitor. As the sign of Lucifer symbolizes on the Seagull Gate. The church is the Church of Lucifer, and they control the government here in Utah as it points to the Capitol building. So we wait and wait. And so, yeah, this is almost 20 minutes. I'm going to keep you in suspense on this video, aren't I? Because I'm not going to upload this as a separate video. And so, because if I tell you at the beginning and spoil the ending, you're not going to listen to this part of it. So, we'll see.